So that's the intent. But yeah, so you just placed fifth at the Texas Pro in the
Yes,
212. How did that feel?
it felt amazing actually because it's something I've been working on for such a long time. You know,
Mhm.
I wanted to start competing when I was 12. So when I was 12 years old, I ran into a bodybuilder, Troy Alves. It was in Albertsons. I don't know if Albertsons is still around, but it was with my dad, and I just saw his arms, and I'm like, you know what? I want arms like that. So I started picking up bodybuilding magazines, and I started learning about the sport and realized like these people have amazing bodies. I want to look like that. To me, it's like it's art. You know, to me,
Mhm.
there's like beauty and everything. So that's why like with art, tattoos, anything, generally anything around you, you can find beauty in it. So it was something I was very interested
Wow. So that's crazy. I've actually never seen a pro bodybuilder. So like thinking about like how big people are, because I'm 6'3", so like I'm usually a bigger guy. But like that's so cool that like at such a young age you got introduced to our sport. Like,
in. Yeah, it was crazy because I always tell people they're like, "What started you in bodybuilding?" And I'm like, "Well, I just had this feeling when I was 12 that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and here I am helping people change their lives, transform their bodies. I'm actually competing now with the bodybuilders I look up to. It's everything I've wanted since I was young. I feel like I manifested.
yeah, it's like a I don't know if it's a Cinderella story, but it's something. Yeah, dream come true for sure. So
Yeah.
you were what, 12? You wanted to become a bodybuilder. You're a Philippines native, so
So I was born in the Philippines. I was actually born in Manila. My mom is Filipino and Japanese, of Filipino and Japanese descent.
okay.
My dad was obviously he was a Marine. He was in the Marines. So I was born on a military base in the Philippines. So I was already granted citizenship.
Uh-huh. But well, I guess my question was like, was it in the Philippines where you met your first bodybuilder, or is that over here in the US?
Oh, no, I was here in the U.S. In the Philippines, I was just a baby. So the
Oh,
only
okay.
thing I remember is like stuff we did for like, because my mom's very religious, like Catholic walks and stuff like that. That's stuff I remember when I was young, but I don't have too many memories about when I was a baby. But I didn't move to the U.S. till I was about 3.
Okay.
So it was from the
Oh,
Philippines. Then we moved to Honolulu, then San Diego.
oh, okay. So you've been a Pacific side fella for most of your life then?
Yeah, yeah, majority of my life. Yeah, I'm in
Okay.
Arizona now, so it's like
Right. Okay. When did you move to Arizona?
let's say I was about 10, 11. So we would go back and forth from Arizona to San Diego because that's where my mom's side of the family was in Oceanside, and my dad's family he resides here in Tucson.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was always back and forth. We came to Arizona about 10 years old. Went to school out here, graduated out here. Tried to go back to California to work for myself. That didn't work out. I realized California, the cost of living out there is way too much than it is out here in Arizona. So
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily the army pays my bills because that's when I look at how much, because I think we're in a 3-bedroom house right now, and it's a lot of money for San Francisco too. So it's yeah.
you're in California.
Yeah, I'm in San Francisco right now for hopefully I'm gonna try pushing it out. Usually it's like 3 to 5 years, so I'm here about 6 months already. So
How's
hopefully
everything going out there with the whole like? Is it still kind of strict with the masks and stuff out there?
yeah. So like um when the whole Delta thing happened, when that
Yeah.
started coming around, the masks came back on and like the security level went back up. But for a while it was pretty chill. Like we were going to work, no mask, and just, operating like, daily operations. It was pretty chill. But now it's like 100% masks unless you've got the jab or you got your shot, and then it's only outside you can not wear a mask. So if you're inside a building, it's 100% mask. Well, at least on like Department of Defense property.
No.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time with. I say civilians, but like I don't spend a lot of time like if I'm not at the gym or getting groceries, like I'm on post either in here in the lab working on videos or trying to figure stuff out, do fun stuff.
That's how I am. I'm like I don't really go out anywhere. I'm usually here at work working, or I go have to go get food, or I'm going to the gym. That's
Right.
about it.
Yeah. Uh,
Being on the airplane for that long with a mask is just hard.
I Yeah, I have a garage gym and I should use it, but I go to this commercial gym across the highway, and it's just the variety of equipment and the environment is just so much better than my garage. I'm willing to suffer with the mask, and it's gross because especially on I split up my back days with like a vertical and a horizontal pull. So like all my ground floor pulling days, exercises are on that day. And then my leg days are just, like a total arsenal of everything. It's like 2 hours. But that mask is just so drenched in sweat. And then I have a hat on. It's just gross. My wife's been telling me I need to switch out masks halfway through. I'm like, I'll suffer.
Oh man, that's hard.
Yeah. It's I look forward to the day when I don't have to wear a mask anymore. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
It'll be nice. But we'll see.
Hopefully,
we'll
see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. So you're in Arizona now, and you just won, or you just placed fifth, sorry, at the Texas. What are you planning on doing now? Like, is it full off season? You said you're reintroducing some carbs and all the goodies.
Yeah, so basically I eat clean all year round. I just feel like this is a lifestyle. I don't really have cheat meals. I eat the same thing almost all the time.
Wow.
The plan right now is to basically just stay as lean as I can and put on a lot of quality muscle, and struggle to make the weight class in 2022. I put on muscle pretty fast, and I burn body fat pretty fast. So I just got to stay consistent with my food.
Okay, so I mean that's impressive.
Yeah, usually for me, I don't really like eating. So me having to eat this much clean food, I don't really crave anything else. And I know I'm doing this for a purpose. So I do get cravings every now and then, but I'll just like chew on some gum or eat a couple Tic Tacs. But that's off season. So I eat clean all year round. For me, it's hard to go off schedule. Like a lot of people after their shows, I see them like just binge. For me, I have to keep a routine. I like keeping a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping
You're a structured person.
Yeah, pretty structured.
Yeah, I like that. I like people that have structure. Like I notice, like with me and the wife, like if we don't have structure, like life just gets crazy. So I can imagine that your life is good with all that structure.
Yeah, and having a wife that's also a pro. Like I coached her. I started coaching her 2.5 years ago. Her first show to her last show, which was the USA's.
Yep.
She turned pro within 2.5 years. So she's been with me every single day, doing the same thing I'm doing, like living a lifestyle, eating the same thing every day for the goal that she has. I don't cheat, I don't do anything, I just follow it. And I tell people, if you do it the way you're supposed to do it, if you want to reach a certain goal, then just follow the plan and you're going to get there. That's why I do it every single day.
Right. So walk us through what a normal day looks like. So you say what a normal day looks like for you. Words are hard. That's like one of my mottos here. What does your day normally look like when you're talking about eating clean food, 365?
Let's say Monday, I wake up, do my cardio, look at the schedule to see which clients are coming in at which time. After my cardio, I take my supplements in the morning. I also eat my breakfast. So my breakfast just varies. Right now, I'm just doing a cup, maybe a cup and a half of oatmeal with egg whites, protein, berries. That's every single day. The next meal after that would be like a cup of rice, cup and a half of rice with fish. I like fish over chicken. I eat tilapia all the time. So I prefer tilapia over chicken. The next
is that more of like a digestive thing for you, or is it more of like a flavor, texture?
Probably I don't like to eat, so I don't like the chewing, like sitting there.
For real, like you can just blend up fish into the rice, and it's just like, oh,
right. It's so easy to eat.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and then the next meal, like my pre-workout meal, is the same thing. I do like a cup of oatmeal and protein, and then I go train. During my workouts, I'll take like maybe carb blend, just an intra carb workout. After that, I'll have like a protein shake, and an hour later, I have my next meal, which is probably steak and a cup and a half of rice. And then after that, another fish meal with a cup of rice, and then my last meal is like protein. So I eat that every single day.
Wow. That's super simple. Guys, if you're watching, if you do that, you can become a pro. You can be a very successful 212 bodybuilder. Just fish and rice, oats and protein. You only need, your grocery list is going to be 4 items. And Pam.
It's kind of what we do, because I own a one-on-one personal training facility, and I own a meal prep company. So like the clients that change the fastest, we give them the meal prep. They're just eating the same thing I'm eating, just portioned out for their goals, and their weight. So that's it. Literally, we live the lifestyle 24/7.
Okay. I noticed that you had your facility, obviously, by when I was trying to send you that link, I sent you your address. So I was working on my notes. You're like, also correct. So you do meal prep. So is that like with you and Liz, right?
Yes, we started it in 2018. So I had the CX, it was CX2 Training Nutrition. We just recently changed it to CX3 because we added on another member.
Yep.
But CX2 started in 2016 after I won my pro card. And my goal was just to help people transform. Like I wanted to help people change and I wanted them to do it the way I did it. Because I've been there from the beginning to doing it the right way, doing it the wrong way, trial and error here, trial and error there. I give them a fast track on how to do it the right way and how to, I have the experience. So if they feel a certain way, I'm like, okay, I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going through. You just got to stay consistent with it. I know it's hard. But I started that in 2016. I introduced meal prep in 2018. Liz was actually the manager of Dave & Buster's. So she has the restaurant experience. So she saw me. Well, what I was doing is I was running. I lived across the street from the gym I was training clients at. So I'd go train my clients at the gym, run back home, make their food, run back, train more clients, run back home, make the food, and come back. She's like, why don't you just open a business? I'm like, all right. I sold my Mercedes that I had since 2016. It was like my baby. I sold that to start the money for the meal prep company. And from there, it just blew up 2018. And we've been doing that since, helping people transform their bodies, giving them an easy way. Because what I did was I combined personal training and meal prep. So I believe that the diet's the most important thing. So what I did was I said, look, just buy the meal prep and I'll train you for free. Because this is the most important thing. I want to see you change. So that's what I was doing. That's what we've been doing since 2018. And we're just moving forward from there. We just keep adding more stuff, adding more people, helping more people. And we're just improving and advancing.
Yeah. So you added an extra person. So that's, businesses doing well. And you do the meal prep, you make the food.
Yeah, so we have a license, the Maricopa County food distributor license. We have a commissary kitchen that we go to, and Liz is actually in charge of all that. We actually have 2 cooks that help us. They go make the food and they just bring it back, and the clients pick up the food from our facility.
Oh, wow. That's fancy.
Yeah, we also ship food because we have a lot of people that ask, do you ship? We shipped to Texas before, New Mexico. There's a few people in Nevada, but we also ship. They just have to pay for the shipping and handling. So we're working on making a few improvements and changing a lot of things up, but there's a lot of plans for the future.
Cool. Well, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. So I noticed, let's switch gears because I love talking about training and nutrition. We'll probably talk more about training philosophy in a little bit. I was kind of confused. I was kind of going through my notes. You turned pro in 2016, but you also placed first at the North Americans in 2014.
Yes.
So like I'm still new to how the NPC works. And Ty, my co-host, he always roasts me about it. I'm working on it. I'm making my NPC debut this year. But like, was it they just didn't give pro cards out to the middleweight that year, or?
So it was every division, every class that won first place. It was only the top 3 overall that got the pro cards. So being a middleweight, I would assume they would give it to the super heavy, the heavy, and the light heavy.
Yep.
So because I still needed time to put on size because we don't know what I would look like if I actually put on the size. Because some people, their frames just blow out or their symmetry and stuff, it goes all over.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
They gave it to it was actually I was in the top call out with Akeem Williams, Felicio Cabronero, and one other guy, but that was the heavyweight. It was crazy because I call him Fellow Cabronero. That's I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. He's a classic physique competitor.
I know the name. I just can't think of.
He has a very.
I think it's Alex, isn't it? Alex.
Yeah, Alex.
Okay.
Alex Cabronero.
I was like, didn't he win the Arnold or something?
I think that's his IG tag. That's why I keep saying that.
That's funny. Yeah, I saw that you competed with Akeem, so I'll have to look up those comparison videos or those pictures, and I'll use that for the thumbnail. I'll be like, whoa!
I was like, there's no way I'm gonna beat this guy. His leg was the size of my body. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, he's a freak. Like, I'm so excited to see how he does at the Olympia. Like, it's just
he came in so conditioned and just hard the last show. I'm like,
right, yeah, and you can actually see it. Like, that's like a whole conversation for like a whole video. I could talk about like the discrepancy between like in person versus like video versus
Yeah.
photo. Cause like I'm over here looking like a clown when I'm talking about like my breakdowns of these videos. And I'm like, I know the photos are completely different. And then after the show, I'm listening to Ian on Fuad's podcast, and he's like, yeah, but being in person is even different than the photos. So it's
Yeah.
like, what am I even doing here?
I don't think photos show actual like density
Yeah.
because it's so.
Yeah.
And when you see somebody in person, you're like, oh wow, they're really round. You didn't see that in the
Yeah.
photo.
Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. I can only do what I can do, but it's fun. It's fun, giving my opinion. And
Yeah.
the big piece in what we're doing right now is bridging that gap between the athlete and the fan. Because a lot of the people, you look at like contest recap videos, like Dave Palumbo does fantastic ones. Xavier Willis over at Desktop Bodybuilding, he does a really good job. And even Mark's Max Muscle, I'm doing an interview. I finally am going to get an interview with him. He's such a cool guy, but he's like a hermit. So like I want to like get people to know him beyond just like those comparison videos. But these guys do such good comparisons and breakdowns after the show, but they don't really talk about the athlete and like who they really are and some of like the shows they've done before. Like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that guy at the Tampa. It's like I saw the face, I just couldn't figure out who it was. So that's like the surface level. And then the in-depth is what we're doing right now, like really getting to know the athlete. Like that's what I really want to do. I'm a little selfish. Like that's what I want to do with this channel.
I think the athletes would appreciate it though, because a lot of times they're judged based off how they look on stage and how they present themselves. When it's just we're up there displaying our art that we've worked so hard, to get to that point, and they're basically judging us off the look. I get a lot of people like, he has a lot of tattoos. I'm like, well, it doesn't really stop me from doing what I love. So
Yeah, especially like with the different types of tans and bronzers out there. Like,
I get as much as I can. So.
like I remember when Dallas was still competing, RIP, but like that guy, like his whole back was just a piece, and he was able to cover that thing up, and you could still see like relatively good like conditioning and separation. So like I think it's kind of ignorant to say like, oh, if someone's really tatted up, they can't compete. So
yeah, that's what actually before I started competing and before like I got my pro card, I wanted more tattoos, and I was always told that if you get tattoos, you're never gonna go pro. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I just try to get as dark as I can, and I still did it. So I'm like, I don't think tattoos matter anymore. Really, you're not judging the tattoos, you're judging the physique.
Right. Yeah. And I think judges are kind of, I remember one time, maybe like 2018, I remember like people would be on shows, like judges would talk about like how they didn't like tattoos and how it retracted from the sport and made it like it degraded our sport. I'm like, that's just such like an old time view on things. Like it's just so archaic.
Yeah, to me, like tattoos is a way of expressing yourself. It's art, just like bodybuilding. It's a way of expressing yourself. It's art. So I feel like if you have tattoos, then you can display it with your physique the best you can. It's a form of art. You're expressing yourself.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't take away from it. Like
yeah,
I don't even know how it would. Like maybe I'm like some like super pale gringo guy like me, like it might take away, but especially on the darker frames, like I don't see an issue.
Yeah.
But
most of the times you can't really even tell I have them until like you really look.
I actually didn't know you had as much tattoos as you did until like right now. And I guess a little bit when I was scrolling through your Instagram. Like I could tell you had I noticed a little bit of your head a second ago, and I was like, oh yeah, he's got some head tattoos. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's my entire head.
Oh wow. Funny story. The Army just posted a new update to the like wear and appearance regulation, and the head, like inside of the hair, is now authorized to have tattoos. So the only places that are not authorized is anything from the collar to your forehead, and then like right in the hands. Everything else is fair game, which is crazy because I guess it's really not about bodybuilding, but it's about me. Like 6 years ago, they were kicking people out for having tattoos, which was stupid.
I mean, they tell you to tattoo your head, but they probably want your hair to grow over it.
I mean, you would think so. Yeah. I've never seen someone with with head tattoos. I've seen neck tattoos, but that was, I guess, once.
Yeah. I see the people that get like the micro whatever to make it look like hair.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do that. If I'm gonna tattoo my head, I'm not gonna make it look like hair. I'm just gonna put art on my head or something.
Yeah. And if you want to show it off, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem like a very aesthetic person, especially like I noticed the earrings when you're on stage, and like now I'm getting to see a little bit more of you. So like walk us through like how you got into bodybuilding, or not bodybuilding, but like how like all this art comes together, like who you are beyond just, muscles.
Oh, well, for me, I find there's beauty in everything. I just enjoy symmetry, like beauty, art. Like you go outside, you could find beauty in everything, even with life. Like any situation, no matter if it's good or bad, you could find the good in it. So for me, it's always about balance, balancing myself out, balancing the good and the bad, always finding ways to get through the hard times to get to your destination. So for me, it's like, and I like to, I don't know, I feel like the tattoos and the jewelry and the way I present myself is just me expressing who I am as an individual. I like the beauty in everything. I like to express myself in a certain way. And like what you see is basically what you get. It's just who I am, like the infinite sign. I like the infinite sign because I believe we are more than just this body. I believe we are more than the physical body. And I feel like sometimes the physical body can show who that person is on the inside. Like me, like consistent with your diet, the type of person you are. It's like you just got to be balanced in all aspects of your life, mind, body, and spirit. So for me, it's just, I believe we're infinite energy and we can create whatever we put our minds to.
Okay. It's an interesting look at it. You normally don't hear that from a bodybuilder. So it's kind of cool. That it solidifies the reason why we're here today, is to learn more about the athlete beyond the stage.
Yeah, I tell people it's like, out of everything in this universe that you don't have control over around us, your mind and being able to create and do whatever you want with your body, you have control over. You just got to get through the emotional things. Like I tell people, life is only hard. Is the only reason life is hard is because we have to deal with the emotions that come with being human. And if you can get past those emotions, if you can work your ways through the ups and the downs to actually sit there and take a look at yourself and find out who you truly are as a person, you can do whatever. And for me, bodybuilding and the way I express myself, I have control over. I don't have control over anything else. The only thing I could do is control how I respond to situations around me. So I'm just it's just me.
That's cool. I like kind of what you were touching on there. It makes me think of how, I guess for me, I hate to just like bring it right back to me, but when I think about how I've made like the conscious decision of like adjusting how I consume content, like when I'm scrolling through YouTube, and like I can't tell you how many times hundreds of times I've unfollowed people because I started thinking about like is this beneficial to like what I want to be, or is this constructive to like what I want my future to look like?
I wouldn't even worry about it. I would just do you. Just focus on what you want to do. The people that are going to follow you, those people around you, they really don't have no say in what you want to do. This is your path. You create your path. Everybody else around you is nothing. This is what you want to do.
Wow. I don't think I'm at that point
I wouldn't
yet.
worry about what people think.
Yeah. I still think I'm heavily influenced by like what I see and what I consume.
What's around you and how people would probably view it and stuff like that. That's understandable. That is understandable. That's a lot of the things I used to deal with. Like I would like post a photo and then I would delete it. But like, I wonder if it's good enough. If people would view me this way. Then I had to get past that. I had to really get past all the the self-doubt and all that stuff in order to get to where I am today. And once you do that, it's a great feeling. You could do whatever you can. And
confidence.
Yes, confidence. Like people could talk in your ear, people say this about you, but you know where you're going, you know where you want to go. And all you're doing is making an effort to get there. And the people that want to follow you will follow you. The people who are going to talk about you, they're talking about you, but you're doing something for them to talk about you. So you're making an effort, you're affecting everybody around you, regardless of what you're doing, because you're just focused on you.
So be you and know what you want to do. So what would be your message? Because like I'm absorbing this on like how I can how I can make myself better. Cause like I'm still kind of growing and evolving into, who I think I want to be. Like if
Yeah.
somebody is listening to this and they think they want to be a bodybuilder, they think they want to, I don't know, start a personal coaching company or something like that. Like, but they don't really know what they want to do. How can they figure out what makes them passionate? Like what's going to make them happy?
You won't know until you try. Like I get people that come up to me all the time. They're like, they want to go pro and they want to compete, but like, have you ever actually went through it? Do you know what it's going to feel like to have to diet down? Like a lot of people don't. You get to find out who you really are once you get to that point, because now when the food's low and the cardio's up and you're just depleted, you
Mm-hmm.
find out a lot about yourself. And that's where you decide if you can keep pushing and going forward or if you're just going to stop and give up.
Yeah.
So for people that like want to find themselves, I just say do it. You're not going to know until you do it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then you will progress from there. You'll realize, okay, I want to do it this way, I want to do it this way. But it's always a constant move forward, never go back. Just always constantly move forward. And it's always going to be challenging. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be challenges in your way, but as long as you do it and then you feel like, you know what, this is what I want to keep doing, I really enjoy doing this, just keep moving forward with passion, and eventually you're going to get there. It's the fear of moving forward and what's going to happen, not knowing the outcome. But we take
Mm,
risks. You got to take risks in life,
yeah. Paralysis by analysis. It's a
Yeah.
big one. Yeah.
Yep.
You overthink something, and then next thing you know, you're laying in bed at 3 a.m. like, oh, I could just try.
Yeah, basically just try. We're
Mm-hmm.
always afraid to just try, like relationships or jobs or like anything. People are just afraid of what's going to happen. It's like you're not going to know what's going to happen unless you try.
Mm-hmm.
Take a risk. Stop being. Stuff doesn't happen in your comfort zone. Change does not happen in your comfort zone. Just like training. Like if you're training comfortably, you're not going to make any
For
changes.
real.
You have to get past that comfort zone, man.
I can't tell you, like, I talk with my wife because she's my training partner right now, and like
Mhm.
I train to I can't tell you how many times I pass out on leg day and back day where I just like I'm just pushing, and then as soon as I rack it, I just lay there for a second and just and she always has to like tap me, making sure I'm okay. I'm like, just give me a second, let me breathe. Like if you're not you don't always have to push that limit, right? There's like different training philosophies, but like you gotta know how to push past that comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like I'm going through physical therapy right now on a bunch of different stuff, so I'm trying to be the best version of myself. I had Kareth Bajo on, and he's like, bro, take care of yourself. Like if you got a torn hamstring and a torn labrum, like get that shit fixed. So I'm doing it. But like, wow, when that lady's bending me in all these different ways, like she's like, it's kind of nice to have an athlete in here who like knows how to push to that level. I'm like, I thought it was more of a military thing, like just embrace the suck. But yeah,
Yeah. Well,
people just
that's
need
what
to,
embrace the suck.
yeah, like if that's something you want to do, if you want to be a pro
Yeah.
bodybuilder, uh, you
Mhm.
need to know how to push past those uncomfort limits. An hour on the
Or if
stair
you're,
climber with 50 grams of carbs in your day, like
yeah.
you got to know what you want. You got to have that goal or that vision of what you want to accomplish, then just go towards it. And
And just
just
you got to understand there's a process to everything. Things just don't
right.
happen over, just like getting a degree or getting a diploma, and you're going through a process to finally graduate. So there's a
Yes.
process to everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot. I didn't think we were going to be doing life lessons here today, but I enjoy it.
It's good. I enjoy talking about it. I like helping people and I like connecting with people. People want to know who I am, and then I let them. I open up and I let them know who I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that speaks volumes of like who you are, because you're a trainer, and you do the food, and you preaching philosophy right now. So yeah, I like it. The dragon. How'd you get that nickname, the dragon?
Dragon. So my mom is very spiritual too, and she always told me, because I was born in the year of the dragon,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
calendar year of the dragon, which is 88, year 88, which is crazy
Yep.
because um, a lot of the symbolism that's been happening lately represents 88 and the infinity sign and all that stuff. But
Wow. Yeah.
she always told me, Charles, you're very powerful. There's something about you. You're the dragon. You can do anything you put your mind to, and that just stuck with me. She always called me the dragon, and I'm like, you know what? I'll take it, because she believes. And if you look at the Chinese mythology of the dragon, they're powerful. They could do they could manifest things. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm the dragon. I'll call myself the dragon, and bodybuilding is my passion. Everything that I'm doing has passion in it, so I'm gonna manifest what I want. I'm
Mhm.
still going. I'm still working, and I know in order to manifest something specific, you got to work towards that goal. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, like SMART goals, structured,
Yeah.
measurable, achievable, realistic, time
Yes.
based. Yeah, all that stuff. I was for a very short time I was teaching at a leadership academy here in San Francisco, and then I switched jobs to go to work with computers again. And wow, teaching leadership, that was such a cool thing. I can't even get into it. It was like 80 hours of coursework in 22 days, and it was a lot of fun. But we taught stuff like that, like teaching people like, hey, like if you want to be a leader, you need to understand these pieces, and then you need to understand like how to implement it with your junior soldiers. So I think that applies a lot with like talking with people online, especially something. And I'm sure you get it 10 times more than me, but something I've noticed that's like really really cool is I'll get people from YouTube that'll go to my Instagram, and then they'll learn like who I really am, and then they'll find me on Facebook, and then they'll message me and be like, hey, like, and then they'll ask me questions about like their physique and training and nutrition. I'm like, I mean, you look better than me, but like I can give you some pointers. It's like it's just such a cool thing to be able to like interact with the fans.
It's a good feeling,
Yeah.
It's a real good feeling. That means you're still doing what you love. If you feel good and you have people that come up to you, you're in line with what you should be doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that this is what I want to do when I retire from the Army, is like actually go to the shows. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm going to go to the Olympia this year, and then actually get to meet some people and do some interviews.
We plan on going. We
Yeah.
already took the days off because the Olympia, actually, my birthday is October 6th. So I'm like, well,
Your birthday's October 6th.
yeah.
My birthday's October 6th.
Wow.
I can't believe I didn't notice that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's right here, October 6th. Wow. I looked right over that.
What year? What year are you?
93.
93.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
Yeah, well, our birthdays will be the same day, and I'll be out at the Olympia.
That's cool, man. Yeah. Well, I'll have to meet up with you. We'll go get dinner.
Yeah. Definitely link up, man. We'll
Oh,
definitely link up.
man, that'd be cool. Well, now I have to go. I've been waiting for Ty to like confirm, because he got brought on with the what's the brand called? Something sauce, like the stuff that Nick Walker mutant sauce.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So they brought him on as like one of their like sponsored athletes. But I think they said like he wanted to do the booth. So like I'm hoping that happens. But if not, then I'll just be sitting here covering the Olympia. I don't know if I'll fly in if I'm not going to have that confirmed, but we'll see.
Well, we'll hope it. We'll make sure it happens. We'll find a way.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to the Olympia, guys. Not in that capacity, but I'll be there. I'll be present.
How many weeks is it? Like 7 or 6 weeks?
Oh
So
yeah, it probably is 7 now. Yeah, it was 8. Shoot. The Arnold is, it's creeping up. I got so much videos to make. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna overload the fans before the Olympia, and then I don't know if I'm gonna take a break while I'm there, or if I'm just gonna stay up all night with Adderall and just edit. I haven't decided yet. But
that's crazy. I'm still like, your birthday is the same day as mine.
Yeah, that's crazy? Yeah.
There's no coincidences. I always say that.
Yeah, dropping philosophy on me, and then we have the same birthdays.
Yeah,
I like it. It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're kind of finishing up, what's your plan moving forward? Who's your coach right now?
My coach right now is actually Blue Taylor.
Blue Taylor,
IFBB Pro.
Okay. And then what's your plan moving into the off season? So you're reintroducing some foods, but you're still keeping it squeaky clean. Like, what's the plan?
Yeah, I'm just, right now, this week, I've only trained maybe 3 days because I want to give my body and my adrenal glands a rest.
For sure.
I still do a little bit of cardio in the morning for my heart health. I'm keeping the food the same, clean. Like I had last night I had like a Wingstop, so that was really clean.
Ooh, I had Mexican, so you're good.
Just the goal is just to just put on clean quality muscle and then diet down so I could compete either beginning mid of 2022. No,
Okay.
I can't be away from the stage. I love being on stage. I love being around people that do the same thing.
Yeah, like being in that energy is just like it's intoxicating. I've only been
Yeah.
to 2 shows. Yeah, I've only done 2 shows, and it was just even at like the amateur natural level, like it was just so much fun being around people of like mind. Oh,
Yeah.
like I can't wait. There's a show in Sacramento in November. I really want to do. I just need to purchase the memberships and just do it.
What day in November?
14th.
I have my athletes doing a show out here in November. I think it is the same day, the Felicia Romero, no, the Whitney Jones. Yeah. But we're trying to decide if we should do it here or a different place. So she was like, we can do it there.
Yeah, I was talking with Austin Carr, and he has his show in Las Vegas around the same time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's a promoter as well. And he's like, bro, come do my show. I'm like, man, that's kind of tempting.
That would be actually interesting because if I should contact Austin because he wants to meet up. He wants to like get a workout in a food session. We call it a food session.
You know what? We could make this work. I'll switch from because Sacramento is only like an hour and a half away from me, but like I would love to go to Vegas. So
we can go to Vegas and do Austin's show. I mean, that'd be sick.
Yeah, it's the same week for me, so like prep's the same.
Yeah, it's still the same. It's only a 3.5-hour drive for us, so it's.
Oh wow, yeah, that's not bad at all.
It's really close.
Yeah, ours is like I think 8.5, 9. I'll probably fly. I'm tired of driving.
It's pretty quick. So yeah, we have to contact him about that. I got to figure out the date for his show because I would like to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd like to meet Austin. Like I've been talking with him for a couple of years now, and he's just such a cool guy.
Yeah.
And that's another thing like I've really enjoyed is being able to talk with the pros and just like as somebody from the media, it's just I feel like maybe it opens up more doors, or maybe athletes are just more inclined to have conversations with people. Like I don't know if it's one or the other. Like
it could be both.
I mean, they're just people. Just like if you're a big fan of somebody, just say hi.
Yeah, a lot of people get intimidated, but all you have to do is say hi. It's not like we're gonna be like, "Oh, get away from me." It's like,
no. Maybe in person. Maybe in person.
Like I got it. Like since I came back and I went back to the gym, they're like, did you do the show in Texas?" Like there was people like coming up to me asking questions, and then from the workouts, some guy after that came up to me and asked about my tattoos because they wanted more tattoos. I'm like, okay, well, I work out then, I guess 10 minutes later.
Wow.
During that workout, so I'm like, all right.
That's cool. All right.
That's it.
Is there anything you want to plug before we conclude? Your coaching business, supplementation?
Oh yeah, there is something I want to plug. Actually, have my wife grab it real quick. On top of that, yeah, we are changing the name to CX3 Training and Nutrition. We do I call myself a transformation coach. We teach people how to get in shape and make sure they're healthy. That's the most important thing. People need to stay healthy. Also, we have I think you've seen it. The new
is it
product.
The skin stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, if you can see it. It's crazy too because like the 88 and then you turn sideways to the Infinity.
Bro, you're so extra. Like it's so cool. I'm sure both of you are extra.
This is actually from the Philippines.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's from the Philippines. We are the only direct line of distributors here. Within 3 days, it's amazing because actually one of our clients used it and she has a really, really bad problem with acne. And plus she's a nurse, so she wears her mask 14 hours a day, 16 hours a day, and she breaks out in acne. But in 3 days, her acne cleared up a lot. So it's called Maximum 88. You can check it out on the CX3 Training and Nutrition or the IG, or you can go to my IG, contact me if you want to know more information about it. Yep. This is fairly new. My mom brought it to me, so I'm like, all right, Mom, what a coincidence. I was born in 88.
That's so wow.
Oh yeah, and the motto, see, it says maximum health, maximum wealth. And the crazy thing on the inside, which really resonated with me, it says success in this industry is not finding the right person, it's becoming the right person.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
that was, I guess, another coincidence that popped up, but I don't believe in coincidences. So
At this, for how many coincidences we've had in this show, I don't know if I believe them anymore. Yeah.
how many do you need? So
Jeez.
everything that's supposed to happen happens the way it needs to happen at the right time.
Right.
You just gotta keep working.
What else? 212 IFBB Pro, CX3 fitness for your business. You offer meal prep shipping for a couple states around Arizona, Arizona, Texas.
Just depending on the cost. So it's meal prep, and we also do online training, online coaching, as well as in person. And then with the maximum 88 subs, so you can order it anywhere online. Contact us.
Okay. And I didn't. Liz, she's got Gaspari and Bikini. So if you guys wanted to chop some Gaspari, check her page out. Yeah. Besides me, this show is sponsored by peakperformancelabs.ca. They're a supplement company based out of Canada. If you guys want to check out, or if you guys are in the market for pre-workouts, intra-workouts, post-workouts, or their nuclear power product, which I've seen a lot of great reviews on, you can use the sponsored microphone code Sanj10 at checkout. But besides that, man, thank you so much for hopping on the show. I wanted to make the funny joke. Maybe I'll edit it out. No, I'm going to keep it in. I was going to say thank you, Elizabeth Curtis, for coming on the show. He's like, well, actually, I'm Charles, but
yeah, it's my phone.
No, you're good. I really appreciate you coming on, man. It was a lot of fun. So funny story, and we'll finish up with this. I was training, I don't know, I was at the gym and I was scrolling, and then next thing I know, I see my face, and like I'm hunched over because I was talking really intensely into the mic, and it was so pale, like it looked like a prison, like a mugshot, and I was like, oh man, what did I do? And I start reading, I'm like, oh, never mind, this is okay. Because Curtis posted something like, or Charles posted something, and he was like, he just appreciated what we were saying on the channel. So if you guys want to check out his channel, check out his you don't have merch, do you?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
It's in the works right now. Yeah.
You got to get on that, because I've been thinking about it, and I was talking with my wife last night. I feel like I just keep running on, but I always talk about like support the athletes, support the athletes. But the best way I think to do that is to buy merch or to support their own businesses, because they can go in and you can, like with Liz and Gaspari, like you can use her code and she gets money and whatnot. But like the best way to support an athlete is to like really use what they make. They're either their business or their clothing, or I don't know, Venmo them $20.
Okay. And it's called merch?
Just merch, like apparel. Like, I mean, I think this is like Muscle Tech, but like, yeah, just make some shirts, make some hats. I don't know, throw some 88s on it.
Yeah.
It's funny because we actually do have something like this working. Our athlete Kay, she's working on designing her first 500 t-shirts right now.
Oh,
and of course we're going to support her in that way and sell them here. So
yeah.
Give us maybe a couple of weeks or so, because her dad's going to get her set up with her first 500 and see where it goes. But she's actively working on the logo for it, like the branding for it. So
okay,
that will come very shortly.
Okay, so you're gonna prepay for like a 500 shirt inventory?
Yeah, her dad's basically saying, hey, I'm going to give you something, let's go. So amen for parents that still care about their children's futures, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, he's basically saying, because she's an artist and she's always been, real in depth with her art and such. And so he's like, well, let's use it. You have a talent, let's use it. So
yeah.
He's the amazing dad he should be, and he's funding her first 500 t-shirts. So where it goes from there will just depend on where she'd like it to go.
Yeah.
But this is an amazing platform for that. So just stay tuned on our CX3 page, because as soon as that comes live, that's definitely going there first.
Perfect. All right, Curtis or Charles and Liz. It's tricky because you have two easily pronounced names. Like usually it's hard, but Liz and
people usually say Curtis. So.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm used to Curtis. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I guess I'm used to last names too, but that's because I have it printed on me.
Terry.
Yeah.
My dad was military, so they always call about our last names.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but you can definitely tell like if someone's like, "Hey, Curtis." All right, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. I honestly had a lot of fun. Hopefully, we can get you on. You give us an update on your off season in a couple months, or we'll see. We'll play it by ear.
Definitely. Thank you. It was an honor to be on your show. Thank you for contacting me about it. So.
Yeah, sure. No problem, man. But besides that, we plugged everything, man. Like I said, appreciate you coming on, and we'll see you guys hopefully sooner than later. But that'll do it for another episode, guys, on the Bodybuilding News Network. We had Charles Curtis on, who just placed 5th place at the 2021 Texas Pro in the men's 212. He's heading into the off season, so hopefully we get to see him early in the 2022 competitive season. But that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Sanch, your host, and Charles Curtis, and we'll see you guys in another one. And I will end the work.